more desirable, and probably better than the 3 Series. LED lights are so bright, they are as bright as the stadiums in Munich, the football stadiums, or I believe the Olympic Stadium.
Oh yes guys, nowadays combination between car classes have become quite a big trend today. First it's cross for SUVs, which is a combination between a full-sized SUV and a regular car, whether it's an A, B or C segment car. But now the premium segment have developed an obsession with fastbacks combined with sedans. We call this Gran Coupes basically. Important to establish that this is the second generation BMW 4 Series and the Gran Coupe released just recently. Now, BMW calls this the Gran Coupe. The name Gran Coupe, well, it kind of is a direct reference to the Gran Turismo. It reminds me of what BMW used to call its models back in the early 2010s. There used to be a BMW model, the 6 Series Gran Turismo GT, basically. That's where it came from, and since then BMW has been using the term Gran Coupe, Gran Turismo regularly. Now I don't know the difference between Gran Coupe and Gran Turismo, and but all I know is that BMW loves these words, they love these names, and I think it pairs very well with the BMW obsession with driving pleasure, guys. After all, out of Audi, BMW and Mercedes, we all are aware that BMW is the most driver-centric. Release of the BMW 4 Series is a very big excitement. It marked a new chapter for BMW because this equally meant they are more desirable than ever. The previous generation 4 Series was horrible. It basically looked like a 3 Series that has been modified to be a coupe. But BMW has realized that they could do so much more about this. So what they did is they used the same platform as the 3 Series, but the surface is completely different, guys. You get a 4 Series that looks original and that does not look pretentious. It clearly looks like BMW has not played budget. BMW has done something really nice about this. And the results are right here. The results speak for itself. In fact, the proud nose has a strong sign of identity because it reminds me of historic BMW models. Now this 4 Series Gran Coupe costs 71,000 euros. Is this good value for money or not? Well, we will find out in a moment, everyone, but as I've emphasized before, when it comes to cars from the premium segment, it is very difficult to discuss about value for money. But we always have expectations nonetheless, guys.
This is the exterior of the BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe, everyone. Wonderful exterior design. Now, I just want to point out my fascination of the front. BMW has done something very interesting, and I pointed it out about the 4 Series Coupe, everyone. It's the exact same design as the 4 Series Coupe, by the way. Well, essentially, that's the point of the 4 Series. They're all the same, except the bodyworks is different. But what I really loved is the front, how it makes direct reference to past models, the times when BMW used to have shark nose. So shark nose is when the nose goes diagonally in this fashion, but here we see BMW has maintained a vertical nose. Very interesting, guys. Now there's something very interesting also about the grille. Have you noticed there's some shutters in there? These shutters open when the BMW 4 Series drives at high speed. This is to improve the cooling of the engine. Well, I'm not sure of cooling, but I'd say air intake of the engine. Whereas in slow speed, there's no need for it, so therefore they remain shut. Very smart system, and I recall BMW first introduced this with the 5 Series in the mid-2010s. Wonderful LED lights, everyone. Look at this. You get these LED lights colored in blue. Now, BMW has developed an obsession with coloring their parts of their headlights in blue, and this started already for the past few years. It's been like, I think, 5 years already BMW has been doing this, or perhaps more than that. Please let me know, guys. But it's very interesting, and it pairs very well with the BMW theme. I believe this particular BMW Gran Coupe is equipped with the M kit to it, so therefore wonderful LED lights, and you get actual air vents which are not pretentious, guys. And speaking of air vents, you get another set of air vents right here, guys. Wonderful. And also you get nice BMW M pack wheels, and because this is an M kit, you also get proud blue calipers. Now, the proud blue calipers is the real deal right here, guys. It looks really appealing, makes this BMW Gran Coupe. See, I'm always inclined to say Turismo. Okay, Gran Coupe. BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe, more desirable and very appealing to look at. So with the 4 Series Coupe, so the two-door version, you get a longer boot. Whereas with this particular four-door Gran Coupe, you get a short boot space. But actually, the thing is that this is a fastback design, so it's not really meant to be the sedan. If you want a sedan, you go for the 3 Series, basically. Whereas if you want a fastback, this is the 4 Series for you, more desirable, and probably better than the 3 Series. But then you all be the judge, because don't forget, there's also the M3s and the M4s, so maybe they're better and faster. The differences lie on the side view compared to the Coupe 4 Series, and then also equally meaning there's more interior space, guys. Now, if practicality is really your thing, you don't really choose a BMW for practicality, and this applies to premium cars in general. It's not practicality that should be your priority, but if ever it is your priority, if ever you really need that, this is the car for you. Now check this out. Just look at this wonderful spoiler on the rear. I like how this spoiler is like right there, as if it was an afterthought, but then it is technically because it's optional, guys. So that's if you want to make your BMW 4 Series more aerodynamic, because if I'm correct, it has something to do with the aerodynamics. Me personally, I don't need that, but hey, why not? Whilst exploring the exterior of this BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe, guys, I was absolutely impressed and I really find it promising. But then I also noticed some questionable aspects. The first questionable aspect I'd like to point out, guys, is that you do not get a 360-degree parking camera despite the price of 71,000 euros. It's a bit, yeah, it's a bit alarming, but then you do get a lot of goodies at the same time. So it's like, it's hard to tell if it's really that questionable or not, because you do get parking sensors as well. So, despite the fancy M kit and despite all the cool options you get, guys, like the 2 actual air vents at the front, why do you get a fake air vent right here, guys? At least you get this nice exhaust right here. It looks nice, but what's with this air vent right here? Despite how proud the front looks and despite how promising it is, nothing really going on over here, guys. It's just hard plastic that has no purpose. It looks like air vents, but they're not air vents. Time to explore the interior of this BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe. Before I forget, let's just take a look at the seating. The seats are wonderful, and I noticed that BMW, out of all the German car manufacturers, they pride themselves with stitching details on the seats, guys. So it's like their seats have more details to them than a Louis Vuitton bag ever has. I mean, look at them. It's so good. I noticed BMW likes to pride itself with the quality. Now, this particular seat is a black leather seat with blue stitching to it. So it's basically, it's part of the M kit. Alrighty, guys. This is the interior of the BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe. Looks wonderful, guys. I'm very impressed. Like, listen to this sound, guys, whenever I close the door. I like the sound it makes when you open it. And now when I close it, oh my gosh, it's like sitting in a tank. Oh, infotainment system over here, climate controls over here. In fact, it is worth mentioning that BMW is the most driver-centric out of Mercedes, Audi, you know, and BMW. BMW has always been more driver-centric, so this area always tilts towards the driver. But there's some remarkable difference this time. With this particular 4 Series Gran Coupe, I don't know if this applies also to the 4 Series Coupe, the infotainment system appears to be integrated more into the interior, whereas with the other BMW models I've seen, the infotainment system seems to stick out. It appears like a tablet, but here it seems more integrated, guys. The traditional swivel wheel of BMW, I love the swivel wheel. It's very nice, very cozy to use, so easy to use. Just control everything with your fingertips, guys, right here from a distance. And then traditional BMW gear lever looks very nice. And I like how BMW lines all the controls right here. Looks like a traditional steering wheel for the M kit, and it's got a heated steering wheel as well. Wonderful. And now, guys, you get carbon fiber in this interior. Now, carbon fiber trim is so good, but I just don't really think it's necessary. But then that's just my opinion, guys. I think carbon fiber goes well with a M5 or something like an M4. For a regular 4 Series GT Coupe, you don't really need carbon fiber in my opinion, but then hey, if it's there, accept it the way it is. It's there, alright? It's good. It's good. I think it's good, alright. Let's cover practicality, guys. Now, when it comes to the premium segment, practicality is not always going to be the shiniest thing to look at, but then, hey, let's just take a look anyways to see, because BMW has created the Gran Coupe with the bid that it will be more spacious, right? So I'm assuming practicality is also better. So let's take a look at practicality. Alright, so ta-da! Cup holders right here, USB point right there, and 12-volt socket right here. Time to look at the central console storage, guys. Woo! The central console storage is not as deep as I was expecting. At least you get a USB point there, but why is the central console storage a bit shallow? Well, let's take a look at the glove box. Let's see. Ooh, the glove box is nice. I like the material it's lined with, and it's as good as it has to be for its price and segment. Nothing out of the ordinary, but then it is promising. Now over here, guys, your door bin, very nice. Oh, the door bin is not as big as I was expecting, though. It's, I mean, at least it's there, and you do get a nice button to open the boot door, but it's a bit, like, it's not very deep as I was expecting, guys. Can it fit a big water bottle or not? Maybe, but it's just, it would have been nicer if it was all. Now, I like the details BMW has invested over here with the window controls and the mirror controls, and you get seating memories right there. Now, leather right here, and the door handle is very nice to hold on to. It looks shallow from here, but it's actually deeper. So there's more space, guys. Very, very nice. I'm impressed. And you get a sunroof right here, guys. I have mixed feelings about this interior. Very promising presentation. Very BMW-ish, you know, which equally means it's driver-centric and it has never changed, alright? That's something I really like. Strong sign of identity. Undeniable. Very, very sporty theme, I've noticed. But then I guess that's probably because it's equipped with the M-Pack. When it's equipped with an M-Pack, assume directly that this is going to be very sporty. However, I also noticed some questionable aspects, and I'm going to point them out right now, guys. The first questionable aspect I like to point out, guys, is the BMW's obsession with thick steering wheels, guys. Like, for example, this steering wheel looks very good, but why is it so thick to hold on to? Like, you know, like, I think it's, yeah, it feels like I'm holding a bike tire or something. Now, I was very impressed with the door, but then the storage spaces was not very good in this BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe, despite its bid for extra space, basically, compared to the 4 Series Coupe. For instance, let's talk about the door. The door bin was not as big as I was expecting. The central console storage was surprisingly shallow, which shocked me to some extent. And then also the presence of hard plastic throughout the interior, despite the price of 71,000 euros, guys. Time to explore the rear seat of the BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe, everyone. Literally fell inside. It's not easy to get in. See what I'm talking about? I'm not expecting so much space in the back, so my legs are almost buried under the front seat. My knee room is as good as it has to be otherwise. My headroom is good, guys. It's just the headrest is rather firm. Alright, guys, on the bright side, you do get climate control right here, which is actually surprising. And USB points right there. You do get armrests. Woo! Look at this, guys. Now, let's see what happens if I push this button. Ta-da! Cup holders! Yay! Oh, look, you get a massive door bin. How come the backside passenger gets a bigger door bin than the front passengers and the driver? Detailed beacon of hope lighting, a handle right here, and a coat hook right there. Huh, very nice. Some questionable aspects, and the only thing I'd like to point out is that the back of the seat is hard plastic and there's no pocket, so yeah, if the front passenger or if the driver decides to have a seating adjustment that obstructs my knees or my leg room, oh boy, this is not going to be a comfortable journey. I can already point that out. To jump to the boot space, everyone, I have to say the boot space is very, very interesting. All right, so it looks almost very similar to its previous generation, guys. It's actually typical for a fastback for its price and segment. Now you get a Taylor hitch hook, and it's right here for the button of it. You get these knobs right here to pull down the back seats. Now the LED lights are so bright, they are as bright as the stadiums in Munich, the football stadiums, or I believe the Olympic Stadium. I apologize. I don't know which of them. But every time I think of Munich, I think of the Olympic Stadium and the football stadium and BMW. And it's just amazing. Now, you get tether points right here, right there, right there, and right there. But I don't see any sign of 12-volt sockets. Do you really need them? You all be the judge.
So here's my conclusion of the BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe. Guys, very mixed feelings. But at the same time, I can say I'm definitely optimistic, and here's my reason why. When BMW does something new, they tend to do it so nicely. It pairs very well. They tend to respect the segment they are competing in, whereas Mercedes makes it obvious that they are competing. It makes it obvious that they've done something just for the sake of doing it, whereas BMW, they do something more passionately than Mercedes does. Audi, well, you all be the judge, guys. I mean, I feel like Audi's in between both. Is that I'm very impressed with the driver-centric attitude this BMW Gran Coupe still displays, just like every other BMW car. The big question, for a price of 71,000 euros, is this BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe good value for money or not? You know what, guys? I have to say this BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe is good value for money, but I'm inclined to say okay value for money. The reason why I'm inclined to say something between good and okay, not great, not best, is because there were some things that were missing. Like, for example, there were no 360-degree parking cameras, and also at the same time the interior practicality solutions were rather questionable. But then at the same time, on the bright side, it was equipped with the M pack, and it makes it look more desirable. In fact, you could easily fool someone into believing this is an M4, literally. I actually thought this was an M4 at very first glance, but then upon closer inspection, I realized this is just a 4 Series equipped with the M pack. This is the thing about BMW, is that whenever they give their cars a sport kit, it easily tricks someone into believing that it's an M Series. So yeah. On the bright side, this is why I think it's good value for money. But then, yes, there are other reasons why I believe otherwise. So you want my humble opinion of this BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe? Oh, I love it! I love this BMW Gran Series. I love this BMW Gran Coupe. Okay, I love this BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe. See, that's the consequence of giving lengthy names to your cars. Audi has been doing this, now BMW also feels the need to do this. Oh wait, Mercedes is also probably going to do that. Everybody's going to do it, guys. I have to get used to it. Okay, seriously. Okay, seriously speaking, guys, back to topic. This BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe because it's a new chapter for BMW and it looks far more desirable. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos that are on the run, guys. And don't forget to check the links in the description for my car reviews, travel videos, and my creativity videos. Alright, I have a question to ask you all. Do you all like this BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe, or do you all prefer the ordinary 4 Series Coupe? Please let me know your thoughts